Okay, so we are starting a new story this week. This week's story is Teacher's Pet. Okay, our vocabulary for this week is wonderful. Pets are wonderful. They make very good friends. Noises. Big dogs bark loudly. Small dogs do not make such loud noises. Quiet. A lizard is a very quiet pet. It does not make a sound. Share. Take pictures of your pets to share with your friends. Bursting. Look at this crowded basket. It is bursting with puppies. Sprinkled. The fish food was lightly sprinkled on top of the water. Noticed. This pet rabbit noticed or looked carefully at the carrot held for it to eat. And suddenly, a pet parrot might surprise you if it suddenly says a word. Okay, so those are our words this week that we will be talking about and looking at for the next 2 weeks. This story, your target skill while we're reading the story structure. The people who are in a story are characters. So the people who are in a story are the characters. The setting of a story is where and when the story takes place. The plot is what happens in the story. As you read Teacher's Pet, think about where the story takes place and who is in it. Think about what happens too. You can use a story map like the one below to tell the main parts of the story. Okay? And your target strategy is to visualize. Picture what is happening as you read. Okay, this page talks about a town. So a town is a place where people live and work. Think about a town you have lived in or visited. Each place around town is important for a different reason. A post office helps people keep in touch. Police stations and fire stations help keep people safe. And think about why a school is an important place. You will read about what happens in one town school in Teacher's Pet. Okay, going back, looking at this spot on this page, the genre, so the type of story this is realistic fiction. That means it is a story that could really happen. Okay? But is this real life? Like, did this really happen? No. So it is a fake story, fiction. It is fiction. However, it's realistic because it could happen in real life. So the characters, what you want to look for as you read is characters who act like real people, a setting that could be a real place, and story events that could happen to you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So Teacher's Pets by Dale Ann Dodds and illustrated by Marilyn Hafner. Okay, illustrated, remember, means pictures. So Marilyn drew the pictures and Dale wrote the story. And your essential question is, how is a school like a community? Monday was sharing day in Miss Fry's class. You may bring something special, said Miss Fry. May we share a pet? Winston asked. Yes, said Miss Fry, but just for the day. On Monday, Winston brought in his pet Rooster. I call him Red. He eats corn and he crows. The neighbors say he crows too much. What a wonderful pet, said Miss Fry. We're happy he can visit us today. Okay, so thinking about these 2 pages, where and when does the story take place? That's right, a classroom. So they're in a classroom and it's taking place right now. So in the present time, okay? It didn't happen in the past or the future, so it's the present. Who are the characters so far? Miss Fry and the children. How is Miss Fry's opinion of Red different from the neighbors' opinions? The neighbors don't like Red because he crows too much, but Miss Fry thinks Red is a wonderful pet. What does Miss Fry do just before she goes home to feed? So, do we know about that yet? Okay, so let's keep reading. But that afternoon, after all the children had left, there was Red, still sitting on his roost near Miss Fry's desk. She sprinkled corn in Red's dish, then locked the door and went home in her quiet little house. On Tuesday, Winston told Miss Fry, "The neighbors wonder if Red can stay at school for a while." "Of course," said Miss Fry. "How lucky for us." Okay, so going back to our question, what does Miss Fry do just before she goes home? Look at the illustration. She feeds Red, exactly. So what do her actions show us about Miss Fry? So what is she showing us by looking at the picture? Her feeding Red. She cares about animals. Why do you think the neighbors want Red to stay at school? So he won't wake them up in the morning when he is crowing. The next Monday was Patrick's turn. "My tarantula's name is Vincent. He likes to eat bugs and hide inside my mother's slippers." "What a wonderful pet," said Miss Fry. "Don't forget to take Vincent home with you at the end of the day." But that afternoon, after all the children had left, there was Vincent, still sitting in his jar on Miss Fry's desk. She gave Vincent a big, juicy bug, sprinkled corn on Red's dish, then locked the door and went home to her quiet little house. How do you think Patrick's mother feels about his tarantula hiding in her slippers? Yeah, I don't think she really likes it, does she? I don't think I would like a tarantula in my slippers. What will she think if Patrick leaves the tarantula at school? So what do you think his mom will think if he leaves this tarantula at school? Right, I think she'll probably be happy. She won't mind it being left at school. What question might you ask Miss Fry at this point in the story? Well, maybe, why are you letting the pet stay? And how might she answer your question? Well, maybe she might say she wants her students to learn about different animals. On Tuesday, Patrick told Miss Fry, "My mother says Vincent likes her slippers too much. We're wondering if he can stay at school for a few days." "Of course," said Miss Fry. "How lucky for us." The next week, Roger brought in his cricket. "His name is Mo," said Roger. "He eats leaves from the garden and sings chirp, chirp all night long." "What a wonderful pet," said Miss Fry. That afternoon, after all the children had left, Miss Fry noticed Mo sitting in his box on the table. Miss Fry looked at Mo. He almost seemed to smile. "Welcome to our class, Mo." How do you think wrong question. What are the two different meanings of the word pet in the story? One kind of pet is an animal that you have at your home, and the expression teacher's pet often refers to a teacher's favorite student. Okay, so the title is Teacher's Pet, and maybe you thought that it was going to refer to one of the students, but now I'm not thinking so much. Why do you think the author titled the story Teacher's Pets? The title is funny because the story is about many pets that the teacher has in the classroom, and it is not about the teacher's favorite student. And then down here, analyze the text, author's word choice. So what does Miss Fry say every time a child asks if a pet can stay? Okay, so what a wonderful pet, possibly. So when a child asks if the pet can stay every single time. And then what does this tell you about Miss Fry? That she's kind, maybe that she likes all different kinds of animals. Right before her eyes, he did a huge somersault up in the air. "Bravo," said Miss Fry. She gave fresh green leaves to Mo and a big juicy bug to Vincent, sprinkled corn in Red's dish, then locked the door and went home to her quiet little house. The next day, Roger said to Miss Fry, "My mother says Mo chirps too much." "He's welcome to visit as long as he likes," said Miss Fry. And so it went. Alia shared her pet goat named Gladys. It said, "Brr," and ate her sister's homework. Amanda shared her pet dachshund. It liked to chew bones and the pillows on her Aunt Judy's new sofa. Jerry brought in his pet boa constrictor. It never made a sound. No one knew exactly what it liked to eat, but Jerry said his father's expensive tropical fish had suddenly disappeared one day. Using what you've read in the story and seen in the pictures so far, why do you think children are bringing such unusual pets to school? Okay, so I think the children have told their parents that Miss Fry lets the other animals stay, and the parents see it as a way to get their animal out of the house for a while. So why might Alia's mother be happy if the goat stays at school? She may find the goat noisy, and she may not like the homework is mistakenly eaten by the goat. Why might Amanda's mother and Jerry's father be happy to send in their family's pets? Okay, so Amanda's mother may be relieved that furnishings will no longer be destroyed, and Jerry's father may be glad that he can have tropical fish in the house without worrying that they will disappear. There was Megan's cat, Michelle's mice, Daniel's ducks, and Tom's iguana, Frankie's frog, Lily's monkey, Terrence's turtle. Look at the pictures on page 158 and 159, so these two pages. How do the pictures and words work together on these pages? Did you notice anything? The words by each picture name and the kind of pets and its owners. Okay, so the words. Okay, so the words and the owner's name is next to each picture on these two pages, right? Based on what you've read so far, what do you think are some disadvantages of having these kinds of pets? So some pets, like the rooster and cricket, make too much noise. Some, like the tarantula, get into places where they shouldn't be. Some, like the goat, dog, and boa constrictor, eat things they shouldn't. And something square and fuzzy that Avery brought in. "It looks like a kitchen sponge," said Bruce. "A really old kitchen sponge." "It's my pet," said Avery, and that was that. Before long, Miss Fry's classroom was bursting with the happy noises of all the children's pets. What has happened now that all the children have brought in their pets? Miss Fry's room is full of animals. On Parents' Night, the mothers and fathers walked around the classroom with great big smiles on their faces. "Isn't it great," they said, "that Miss Fry loves pets so?" Only Roger's cricket sat quietly in his box. "You must miss your gardens," Miss Fry said. "Chirp," said Mo softly. He crawled under one of his shiny green leaves. Why do you think the parents are so happy that Miss Fry loves pets? As long as Miss Fry keeps the pets, the parents do not have to put up with them, right? So why does Mo seem sad at the party? Oh yeah, so maybe the cage is boring for him and he misses the garden. How is Miss Fry's classroom different from most classrooms? So most teachers try to keep their classrooms quiet and neat. Miss Fry's class is noisy and messy. On the last day of school, Miss Fry's class had a party with balloons, hats, and ice cream cups. "Goodbye, children," Miss Fry sang out. "Have a nice summer, and don't forget to take home your pets." One by one, the children disappeared, and with them, their pets. What is going on in the picture on these pages? Why is Miss Fry wearing a crown? So the text says it is the last day of school, so I think the class is having a party, and I think the kids made Miss Fry a crown to thank her for being such a great teacher. What do you think Miss Fry will do in the future with her pets when her pets are gone? Or not when her, but when the pets are gone. So I think she will be sad because she seems to like having the pets around. I think she will like the change to peace and quiet also. "No more pets," said Miss Fry. She looked around the quiet, empty room. Then Miss Fry noticed a box sitting on her desk. She peeked inside. A little face looked up at her. It almost seemed to smile. A note inside read, "Dear Miss Fry, please take care of Mo. He likes you best. Roger." "How lucky for me," said Miss Fry. Mo did a huge somersault up in the air. Miss Fry carried her new pet to her quiet little house and placed him in the garden among the rainbow of roses. Look at Miss Fry's face. How has she felt throughout most of the story? How does she feel now as she looks around the quiet, empty room? So for most of the story, she was happy with all the pets in the room. Now she probably misses the pets and all of the commotion. How do you think Mo feels about being Miss Fry's pet? And how do you know? Mo probably looks forward to being Miss Fry's pet. You know, because the author writes, "It almost seemed to smile." That night, Miss Fry opened her window. She climbed into bed. She turned off the lamp. By the light of the moon, from outside in the garden came a happy noise. Chirp, chirp. "Welcome home, Mo. What a wonderful pet you are." How is Mo's new home different from the one he had in Miss Fry's classroom? That's right, so it gives him much more room and is outdoors where crickets should live. How do you think Mo feels about his new home? He seems really like it, right? How does the story end? All of the pets have gone home except Mo. Mo has become Miss Fry's pet, and Miss Fry is happy to have him. All right, so that is it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.